why do you think your voice is more audible, especially online? Is it just because you are Ntsiki Mazwai, or is there more to it?
What does that mean? What does just because you're Ntsiki Mazwai mean?
Because you are someone who comes with a public profile, right?
But so many people have got public profiles.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Why it is that your voice in particular has been able to shift things, whether, I mean, you know this, whether for good or bad, based on whoever is reading what you're putting out.
That's why I was, in the beginning of the interview, I was speaking about spirituality and my beadwork, Nobungom. Somewhere along the line, I also realized that, you know, when the colonizers first came to Africa, they used to call it the land of darkness and mystery and magic, right? Because there were certain things that they didn't understand about Black people and how we shift things. Just because we're in the 21st century doesn't mean that the land of mystery and magic has changed. We are still the children of those ancestors who had Black magic. So when we see things shifting and a person who's able to walk into a room and shift things or with their words, that's part of our African spirituality. We recognize different types of poetry in our culture. There's Imbongi Yesiba, which is a poet who writes. Then there's Imbongi Yomtonyama, who is believed that when they open their mouth, they get possessed by the elders. So me, I am that. And once you look at me as Imbongi Yomtonyama, then you're like, oh, okay, no, we've got this in Africa. We know that we've got amadlozi, ababodla through people.
How do you view yourself then within the prism of the national conversation and online? And I know that life is more than just black and white, there are more grey areas, but we often are placed in boxes, right? Where you're either the protagonist or antagonist.
Yes, well, I've been made the antagonist, definitely.
How do you see yourself as far as your online presence and what you push for? How do you define yourself within that space and your activism?
You know, I know that there's what I'm doing, then there's the perception of what I'm doing. So me, I'm just being myself. I'm just like, yo, okay, cool. But then I see that there's a reaction.
I take pack to the lung, kill the stress to the head. I'm trying to do more for the soul way.